4, 3, 2, transition. What is up, everybody? Welcome back to WWJSRFHD Marathon. Ready to go with a very epic combo randomizer. Looks like a blast back here with RaikouRider. Let's get to it.
So if you've never seen this before, this is the Super Metroid and Link to the Past crossover randomizer. You might remember Stump and I doing a co-op of the hard logic from the main NASA marathon. This is going to be showcasing the normal logic, which has less tricks required, so it's more accessible to newer runners. The only things you need to know how to do in Super Metroid are the Minor Morph, the Shine Spark, Infinite Bomb Jump, and there's one other one that's not coming to mind. But in any case, let's go ahead and get this show on the road in 3, 2, 1, go.
Alright.
So this is a little bit less complex overall than Zelda 2 is, in terms of what's randomized.
The timer is pretty fucked up.
This is just strictly an item randomizer. But there are 316 locations that we're going to need to search, hopefully not all of them, to find what we need to beat both games. So the first thing I'm going to do to be able to finance the purchases I'm going to need to go about the early game is getting into the Crystal Hand Room. The easiest way to do that, this is contingent on not having flippers, by the way. This method won't work if you have flippers. We're going to be jumping off this ledge next to the stock 4 times, which offsets the screen to the point where the game doesn't know where to put us. And when the game doesn't know where to put you, it'll put you in the Crystal Hand Room, which has 225 rupees. So there are a number of valid early game routes you can take. This is just one in particular that I favor. In standalone Link to the Past, I would not dual hand this early, but because a third of your money is in Super Metroid, you can't reliably get money when you need it at the start of Link to the Past, since there are only 2 locations that are available in Super Metroid when you start. The vast majority of Super Metroid is gated by Morph Ball. Oh hey, we have a beam. That'll help out once we're actually able to do things in Super Metroid. Which makes your shots in Super Metroid wider. Oh hey, Hitaka. How you doing? So early on in the game, we want to prioritize just the largest amount of checks that are available, and Kakariko has the most that we can get to right now. There are 13 checks there. 2 pendants in Light World. Oh, this can get fun. So if you have questions and I don't get to them, Hitaka will be able to answer them. They're one of the best combo rando players out there. That is probably not relevant, but I'm going to want to make a note of it because I have seen like a required first power bomb be an Ega before, but it's pretty likely that that's not actually important. I will take those though. Having explosives early is really, really important because there are a lot of checks early on that require bombs, and bombs might be your only early weapon. Having shovel early changes the beginning of the game routing slightly as well, because now I'm going to want to include that check with my starting route through Kakariko. Since we are going to need 3 bombs to explore Kakariko, I can do the north to south route, but I might have to buy bombs anyway. That's the biggest reason why I like to do early Houlihan, is to check the bottle vendor and have money to buy bombs the first time through. But finding a pack of 3 bombs is really nice because I can do all the checks that I need to back here. Oh, and a bottle too, so I can wrap up all the village checks. Because there's a sick kid check that you can do in Kakariko that is gated specifically by having a bottle. He's the guy that gives you the bug net in the vanilla game. So to give you a little bit of background on the development of this, this whole concept of having Super Metroid and Link to the Past crossover was an inside joke in both communities, and then this Randomizer's developer, Total, he kind of ran with it, and it just so happens that Link to the Past and Super Metroid don't overlap any internal memory addresses, so this actually works. And you can actually play this on a real Super Nintendo like I am. A lot of power bombs, but nothing too terribly helpful quite yet. At least that means that the power bombs in Egg aren't important. And we'll have full bombs for Mini Boulder Cave. Usually you wind up having to kill the enemies in that game with bombs, which can be very annoying. The logic of the Link to the Past side of this is actually based on an older version of the Randomizer. Currently, the Link to the Past is on version 31, but the engine that the combo randomizer is running off of is version 29. Just because version 30 and 31 were kind of rewritten from the ground up, and Total would need to just pretty much rewrite the combo randomizer from the ground up as well, which is a lot of work, and he's had other priorities for development at the moment, such as getting multi-world in public beta. But multi-world is a whole nother beast. Long story short, if you've never heard of multi-world, multi-world is a special version of the randomizer that has multiple players, and all of the items from each player are shuffled into one pool. So like, say if Hitaka and I were doing a multi-world, his morph ball could be in my game. I better grab that. And that's kind of important. Speed booster is kind of important. It doesn't gate that many items, but it could potentially be our way into Super Metroid. And it just lets us go fast, which is important. Now, because we have the shovel, I'm going to go ahead and check the shovel spot now. Still don't have a terribly effective means of doing... No waterway left behind, yeah. That's a thing. Hopefully waterway doesn't have anything, because it'd be a rude place to put progression. So now that we've made this loop, there are a couple of options that we have for exploration. I'm going to choose to go to the South Shore first. This is the most common place to go after Kakariko because between Ice Rod Cave, Mini Moldorm Cave, and the dam, there's a total of 8 checks. Oh, hey, that's a moon rock. So the moon pearl is actually going to be important, not just for being able to get into the Dark World later, but there's a glitch that we're going to be performing that specifically requires us to have moon pearl. I'm not quite sure why it requires moon pearl, but for whatever reason, you have to have moon pearl to do this. So a lot of people struggle with doing Mini Moldorm Cave efficiently. The biggest point of advice I have for doing this is to hold onto the bomb as long as possible. So that way you have the maximum control over where it goes. Mini Moldorm Cave empty. So if I can find a 300 rupee, I'll have enough money for Zora as well. I'm one of those people that is pretty religious about checking Zora as early as possible. Everybody has their own preferences and routes they like to take early in the game, which is really the beauty of a randomizer this complex, is that there's so many even just early game routing choices that you can make that are all valid. Once we find Morph Ball, we won't have issues with power bombs for sure. So typically you'll see very good players complete seeds around the 3 hour to 3 hour 15 minute range. So what I did there is a glitch called Fake Flipper. If you transition the screen on the same frame or the frame after the game detects you in the water, the game will treat you as having flippers until you get out of the water. The only downside is if you get hit, normally you would soft lock, but in the randomizer, it just kills you. Getting out from underneath the bridge can be a bit challenging as well. There are only a couple of pixels that work. So now, that doesn't actually specifically require Moon Pearl, but this next one will. Hitaka, if you know why this works, you can explain it, because I actually don't know how this works. But if you have the Moon Pearl, you can duck into the Waterfall Fairy, and then when you re-enter the Waterfall Fairy's cave, the game will put you on the correct layer to open these chests, but only if you have the Moon Pearl. Half magic is pretty nice. So no actual progression back here. And then when you leave this cave, it also sets up Water Walk. But I can't actually check the Zora item, I'm just checking the ledge, which has nothing. So now I'm gonna go into Eastern Palace. Now, I don't have the bow, so I can't complete Eastern Palace, but between Sahasrara's closet and the dungeon itself, there are 6 checks. So nothing in the closet. I'm actually beginning to think that, given how early we found Speed Booster, there might be something in Super Metroid. There's a fair amount we can get access to, so I think after Eastern Palace, I'm gonna go over there. So right now, I do not have the capability to complete this dungeon. You need the bow, and logically, you also need the lantern. So if you're not familiar with just this type, just item randomizer in general, what we mean by logic is the way the game places items. There are certain tricks that are expected and certain tricks that are not expected. And the logical placement of items just makes sure that all locations are reachable without any, with either no glitches or only glitches that are permitted within the specific rule set that you're using. The logic that that this is playing under is no glitches. So that means that any sort of trick that I use to get to a location early, such as the fake flipper, that's something that the game does not expect you to do. So if we find a progression item if we find a progression item behind one of those tricks, then that means that item is considered out of logic. So the game does not expect you to have. So for instance, this chest that I'm checking back here. Where am I? Oh, I'm on the other side of the pot, I see. And for instance, going into a dark room without lantern, that's something that the game can never require either. It's just, doing it this way just leads to more efficient clears. So like right there, we're not expected to have gravity suit right now. So that gravity suit that we obtained right there, that is out of logic. It doesn't actually make a difference in what's available right now. No, because gravity suit by itself does not actually open up anything without morph ball. But what this does mean is it can tell us where other items are and aren't located. For instance, we know that we will not find the lamp in Meridia. So what I'm going down to now is vanilla morph ball. There are 2 locations that we can check here, both of which are in logic because we have the speed booster to check the ceiling energy tank. There's a common sequence break that you'll see players do to obtain that. If there's nothing down here, I'm just going to reset back to my ship. 3 bombs. That's a hammer. Fine, I'll do this the way you're supposed to. But that is a hammer. I think that's actually Dark World access already. Do I want to hold off on the best? Yeah, we have Dark World access already. So I think I'm going to just take this hammer and just run straight to Dark World now. I mean, it is possible that there's more here, but odds are that there's not a ton more down here. Oh, also you can see how terrible I am at Super Metroid. This is the reason why Stump was playing this at NASA and not me. Yeah, I'm gonna just go ahead and head into Dark World now. There's actually quite a bit we can do here with just the equipment we have. Feedstown is beatable. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 11, 12 other checks available in Dark World as well. But a lot of Dark World is gated by Titan's bits right now. And anything that upgrades as the game goes on, such as swords, lift upgrades, those are all progressive, meaning that there are multiples of them in the item pool, and then as you find the next one, the thing that you find will get upgraded. It works this way with armor upgrades, shield upgrades, swords, which we still don't have one of, by the way. We have Skullwoods is a pendant. Mire and Turtle Rock are 5/6. Alright, because Skullwoods is a pendant, I think I'm gonna pop in here real quick. I actually like checking I like checking Skullwoods in general, especially pendant Skullwoods, early on. Just because it's convenient to do so right now. And just knowing whether items are fire rod locked back here is great. Because this is one of those locations that you see people put off and off and off. And then you feel real bad when you find something like a mirror here that you could have had as soon as you got Dark World access. And we found both the items. Including our first super missiles. This is another check that you'll see people do, that you'll see people put off and off and off. Alright, so probably not gonna get that. But if I'm ever in the area, with Magic Cape, I might. That location that we like to call Bumper Ledge, that is specifically gated by Magic Cape. So now we'll do the Village of Outcast stuff and head into Thieves. Is that 3 reserve tanks already? Pretty sure that's 3 reserve tanks. So we'll go ahead and just knock out Thieves now. No reason not to. This is a crystal dungeon, so we do have to complete it at some point. Plus we have the hammer, just in case the big chest has something. Because the big chest of Thieves Town is probably the single worst location in the game to orphan. And you can often do it involuntarily just because it's very easy to just think about, let's get this dungeon out of the way because it's got 4 items and it's very early in the Dark World loop. But if you don't have hammer, then that location at the bottom of Thieves Town, that being the Thieves Town big chest, which is gated specifically by hammer, that can leave you wondering for a while when you're 1 item away from go mode. So this particular trip up here is one of the reasons why the back of Thieves Town takes a long time. And we haven't really been rewarded with anything for coming in here at all. There are plenty of hearts at the bottom of Thieves Town, so that we'll be able to come into... So we'll be able to come into the boss fight with full or close to full health. And I'm just also not terribly concerned in general, because I have half magic and Brian if anything goes wrong. Brian is one of the nicknames for the Cane of Burna. I believe the most common nickname for the Cane of Burna is the Lag Cane, because of how much lag it generates. Super missiles are one of those things that almost no matter how many of them you have, more are always welcome, especially if you don't have charge beam. So a bunch of nothing in Thieves Town so far. I believe if I have done my item math correctly, the boss does have the last item in the dungeon. But I do not have a sword. So I am going to need to use the hammer. At least until I get uncomfortably low on health. Then I'm going to switch to the blue cane. Like I'm going to just do it now. Easy enough. Easy boss fight. So Thieves Town a blank. But we do claim our first crystal, and we will be on the board. One down, 12 to go. Beginning to wonder where this progression is, because we still haven't found a whole heck of a lot. We do have quite a bit of health at this early stage of the game. Now, the amount of holes that you need to dig in the digging minigame is randomly between 1 and 30. So this minigame does work differently than it does in the vanilla game, where you're guaranteed to get it after 30 digs. And if you're wondering why we're pulling up so many missile packs, it's the most common item in the pool. There are 39 missile packs in the pool. Getting a healthy amount of ammo, but no progression. How many items are there in total? 316. There are 216 in Link to the Past and 100 in Super Metroid. very surprised that worked. So this location is called Hype Cave. The reason why is because due to an error in the way the item distribution worked in version 18 of the Link to the Past Randomizer, this particular area would inexplicably be stacked like this. I mean, none of that's progression, but it's all really nice. Do I want to go to Pod? I have the money to get there, but I also haven't paid off King Zora. Probably not. I don't think it's worth it for potentially just one check. Plus we have the hammer, so we can actually get back there relatively easily. And there's still quite a bit open in both games. But I don't think going to Palace of Darkness is worth it right now. And because with Palace of Darkness, if the first chest does not contain a small key, you cannot go any further without the bow. Well, there is a way to, but I would need potions, and I don't have any. There is a way to explore of the bow side of Pod without the bow. But you do actually require the bow to finish the dungeon anyway. It just makes it a bit easier to explore Palace of Darkness if you don't have it. But you can get to all but one of the items. But I am going to go ahead and just go all the way to Catfish now. This is another location that people like to put off and off and off and off. So if there's nothing here, I'm probably going to go clear out the castle. Wow. That's a hook shot. That's kind of important. So that gets us up to to both sides of Death Mountain once we have access to it. I don't have logical access there yet, but I can get there. I would just need to walk through a room in the dark, which isn't a big deal. This lamp almost has to be soon. I wouldn't be surprised if the lamp's in the castle somewhere. So the reason I like to do the back and escape first is to know if I have to do the Dark Cross. Oh, hi, Morph Ball. So a whole bunch of Super Metroid just opened up. So the reason why I like to do the back and escape first... Oh, rats, please. So the reason I like to do the back and escape first is because the majority of the time, the small key is back there. And the positioning of the loose small key in this dungeon can often determine the most efficient way around. That wasn't too bad. Doing that without a lantern takes a lot of practice. So now I'm going to go do the front of escape. And now I have logical access to everything except the old man. So I think I'm going to do that now. It's really tempting to wait until I have Titan's Bits, but that's so many checks. There's also the conundrum of Pendant Hera. I wouldn't go in there, but it's a green pendant, so there's an extra item. No, so the reason why the green pendant is important is because in the vanilla game, when you beat Eastern Palace, you turn the green pendant into Sastra to give you the Pegasus boots. Well, in this case, he will give me a random item. And you don't know what that item is going to be until after you complete the associated dungeon. So in this case, it would be completing Tower of Hera. And the only reasonable time at this point that I could route that in would be on the way to Palace of Darkness. And that would also require me to have Mirror. So I think I almost want to hold off on doing Hera until I find Mirror. Hopefully I don't have to do Hera at all. I have a boomerang. I should see what the stun prize is. Oh wait, no, that guy won't tell me what the stun prize is. I can test it on the other guard though. Because that guy will always drop a small key. Actually, I think it would be more efficient to just go straight to Super Metroid after this. 20 rupee is the stun prize. That's good to know, actually, because I still haven't paid off King Zora. All right, let's go to Super Metroid. Because there's a lot available right now. I can get almost anywhere. The only big thing I'm missing for Super Metroid is Variasuit. So the effects of the suits have actually been decoupled from one another for the randomizer. So, Gravity Suit gives you protection against enemies, and Variasuit gives you protection against environmental damage. So even though I have Gravity Suit, I'm going to take damage from this acid as though I don't have a suit at all. And as you can see, it does a lot of damage. So I think what I'm going to do now is check Gauntlet. So, of note, in normal logic, this check is actually gated behind 2 energy tanks. Well, the front item specifically is gated behind 1 energy tank. The back one is gated by 2. That's a nice find. Yeah, that acid does 1 damage per frame. I'll take a bug net, that's fine. So the bug net lets us catch fairies, which really extends our survivability quite a bit. Alright. So because I don't have a way to get to Retro Brinstar from Green Brinstar, I'm actually going to go back down to, well, no, before I go down there, I'm actually going to refill up my ship, because power bomb management is really important, since not a lot of enemies in Brinstar drop power bombs. And I'm going to be using quite a few of them in Retro Brin. Alright, I have bombs. I'm gonna have to actually fight Bomb Chorizo. It's not a big deal, I'm gonna have to fight him. The reason why I have to fight Bomb Chorizo is because he's specifically turned on when you get bombs. And there's Bomb Chorizo. Obviously, you're not expected to have super missiles when you fight him. So he goes down really quickly. Also, Bomb Chorizo's location is specifically gated by bombs or power bombs. Because if you don't have bombs or power bombs, then you have to do this to get out. X-ray. Microwave components. Hopefully I'll get to show you that, because microwave beam is hilarious. It kills certain bosses really, really quickly. So this is a kind of dangerous item to get right now. Oh hey, there's the lantern. Alright, so now that gravity suit's in logic. So that's the end of that sequence break. But now it makes sense why we found gravity back there. And I'm pretty happy to see Lantern, because I don't enjoy doing dark rooms. I don't think anybody does. So I can go back down here and check the rest of Retro Brin, route back up to the early speed area, which I don't even have to mockball because I have speed. Mockball is another sequence break in Super Metroid. It's probably the most well-known sequence break. It's also very easy to do. Let's see what Billy Mays is trying to sell. Oh, hey, boots. So now you have both go fast items. So this is the reason why it's called the Billy Mays room. But wait, there's more. I also need to remember that I have regular bombs, because when do you ever find regular bombs in this randomizer? Oh wait, you find them super early, and then the game expects you to infinite bomb jump everywhere. That's probably the single biggest thing that keeps people from learning how to play this randomizer, is not knowing how to infinite bomb jump. Because it's, I would say it's the single hardest trick that the normal logic expects you to do. So there's a lot of checks in Grid Star that we can do. I think we can actually get everything except for the big pink energy tank. That was vanilla, by the way. Nice vanilla charge beam. Like, that is actual vanilla charge beam. Alright, so I'm gonna save the Spore Spawn Supers for later. So the reason why I'm saving the Spore Spawn Supers for later is because the trick I'm going to use to get them is very finicky and depends on you having... It can depend on you having a lot of super missiles. So I'm seeing if I can maybe fish for another super pack here. Oh, Ice Beam. That's another nice thing to find. That means I won't be power bomb dependent in the end of the game. A lot of missiles. Oh, we're finding things. I'm also very happy to see that. The reason why I'm so happy to see Book of Medora right now is because this is really kind of reeking of something on pedestal. Just because of the dungeon layouts. The dungeons are very accessible right now. Actually, I think as soon as we find Fire Rod Pet is in logic. Ped being Master Sword Pedestal. The item at the Master Sword Pedestal is the single most time-consuming item to get in the entire game. It is locked behind completion of all 3 of the Pennant dungeons. And it's usually one of the last things that gets checked as a result. There we go. Now the thing I'm wondering is if that actually saved time over climbing up the shaft again. So now I'm gonna try to get. Now I'm gonna get the rest of the stuff here. Really hoping we can just like luck into a super pack here. Also, another thing you'll find very irritating about the Super Metroid is that if you have Speed Booster but you don't have High Jump, your jump height is affected whenever you're holding the wrong button. So you lose jump height when you run and jump. And it's very irritating. I only have 4 supers for this, and I need to save 1 super for the green door too. Nice. So that skips the Spore Spawn fight. Oh, hi, that's a mirror. Okay, got it. Cool. I just needed 1 super missile drop there for some stuff in the future. How to switch between games. There are 4 specific places that you can do it. There are 4 specific locations in each game that will take you to specific locations in the other game. And you can be expected to use those to make progress. You're gonna see one of them relatively soon. I'll take a bottle. So all 4 of the bottle locations are already done. So the only thing we're really missing for Super Metroid now is Varia. Oh, I never clicked Ice Beam. So this jump into Kraid's lair with the equipment I have can be a bit finicky. I did not mean to use a super there. Really hoping we can just get lucky and hit a super pack here, because I do need some supers for Kraid. Probably not going to grab too many more containers. Alright, grade. This fight isn't difficult, I would just like to avoid some DLC. Like that. DLC avoided. So that's the grade quick kill. We skipped the second phase. Are Link to the Past... Is it only items from Link to the Past in Metroid? No. Metroid items can also be in Link to the Past. As a matter of fact, in the vast majority of seeds, you will find that Morph Ball is in Link to the Past. You're going to see one of the transition points relatively soon. Why did I grab that? I don't need money in Link to the Past anymore. I have enough to pay off King Zora. So there are a couple options I have right now. I could go up direct ship if I wanted to, but I'm not going to do that quite yet. I'm going to take care of some stuff in Death Mountain first. Oh, hi, Screw Attack. How are you doing today? Really? I'm gonna have to kill that guy on the way back now. Yeah, I'm pretty happy to see Screw Attack. The Screw Attack is one of those things you're just never disappointed to see. I can also check this item. It's in the back of Crocomire. Okay, not relevant. So right here, this is one of the transition points that will take you between games. So now we're back in Link to the Past. And the logic of the randomizer can actually expect you to use these transition points. So it can give you situations such as where the Titan's Mitts are in Misery Mire that are not possible. That's not possible in standalone Link to the Past. But that's how you change games, is there specific places that you go to. I'm finding a lot of hearts. Still kind of waiting on Titan's Mitts. I kind of want to check pedestals sooner than later. Don't need peeps. I do want that, though. Yeah, I'm pretty much immortal in Link to the Past. But I definitely want to go get Plasma Beam. Actually, there's an even more important reason I need to get Plasma Beam. Microwave online. So yeah, so you'll get to see me microwave a bunch of bosses. Like, microwaving Dragon is one of the most satisfying things you can do in, It's one of the most satisfying things you can do, and it's something you actually can't do in vanilla because Dragon blocks plasma beam. You know, I could actually go all the way to Dragon if I wanted to right now. I might even go do that, actually. I don't think that's the worst idea. Because I can full clear Meridia, and that would leave me right outside Red Tower direct ship, too. So overall, this was a pretty productive trip up to Death Mountain. Do I do Hera? I don't think I do Hera. I kind of want to see what's on Ether Tablet, though. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go see what's on Ether Tablet. Missiles. But I'm not gonna go into Hera yet. That's a little bit too big a time sink for me, especially if I have to do the basement. But all we need for SM is Varia. For Link to the Past, we still need a lot. Yeah, that's what we'll do. We'll just save and quit out of here. You know what else I just realized? I just realized that Spike Cave is available. I'm gonna go do that real quick before I go back to Metroid. Yeah, Burn a Spike Cave is available. Like, this location right now is really suspicious. This is a location that gets people all the time. And it's very, very easy to orphan that location. And it's really nice seeing red mail this early too, because the practice seed that I did before this, I never even found blue mail. The only thing that's going to be a little bit annoying about Navigate is I don't have space jump to navigate Meridia, but my beast senses are telling me that there is something very important to Meridia. The developers really expected you to have high jump boots before coming here. Oh, I should grab that. I mean, that's kind of important, just a little bit. I mean, it's only required to beat 100% of seeds. I think I'm actually gonna grab that E-Tank. Because I still don't have a lot. But, like, that bow is pretty important. I'll do Mama Turtle first. Then I'll go check that bow. Hey, Aussie. That's a Master Sword. That's also something I need to collect. Because you are required to collect at least 2 swords to complete the game. Oh yeah, you're right. I completely forgot to turn on Plasma Beam, thanks. I completely forgot to turn on Plasma Beam, thank you. If you find Plasma Beam in Link to the Past, it won't auto-equip. Oh, that's so awful. A mushroom? That's Cerebron's favorite item. Also, speaking of items, we don't have any medallions yet. I jumped too early. Not having speed booster is freaking irritating. Or not having high jump is irritating. I'll take that though. Kind of need that to finish the game. And that's one of those items that can just be anywhere. It's probably the most notorious item for holding people up from completing seeds is Ice Beam. But I don't think there's a reason not to just go all the way to Dragon, or all the way to Dragon at this point. I don't have Grapple for Shack Tool yet, but I would rather not think about Shack Tool right now. If I had Grapple right now, I would obviously go check Shack Tool. Just ice clip. I don't know how to do that. Like, clearly, if I was as good as you, Super Metroid is just items, but it works but the two games work together. So there are configurations that aren't possible with just Super Metroid, but mostly it's just an item randomizer. I mean, there's not really much else you could do with it for the combo. There are other randomizers for standalone Super Metroid, like there's hi there. That is an item. Like, that is a really nice find. That's a pretty rude place to put that, too. There are 4 specific locations that you switch between games. Yeah, it's really easy to forget that you have regular bombs. I'm actually gonna go all the way around because I'm running low on supers. I could do a gate hack, but nah. See, this is the reason why people save before checking sandpits. Because it takes a very long time to go all the way around Meridia. Yeah, those are Titans. Those are kind of required to complete the game. Wave would be nice to find, too. Oh yeah, I don't have to do this, but I'm gonna do it just for fun. This is the microwave trick I was talking about before. See you later, Botwoon. If you've seen the pause trick, the pause trick to abuse iframes in like Mega Man 1, it's the same concept. I'm gonna grab those on the way back. I really need to be more careful about the spikes at Coliseum. Because I don't vary yet, and those spikes do a ton of damage. Because spike damage is considered environmental damage. And Dragon is going to die a very similar and very quick death. Microwave shrimp. Fried shrimp is when you kill Dragon with the grapple beam. Alright, I can't do that because I have high jump. So, logically, you would be expected to get out of here with infinite bomb jumping, but it's much faster to just do a gravity jump. So I'm just going to do a series of gravity jumps to escape Dragon's lair. So, like, right here, I have to do a gravity jump to get out. Now, since I'm planning on leaving Meridia through, like, the west side up Mount Everest anyway, I'm actually gonna check Plasma. I'm gonna actually check Plasma the normal way. But I am gonna grab this super missile first. I mean, there was definitely stuff I needed down here, but it wasn't progression. There, I made the beeping stop. You happy? Come on. Say that wall jump's not even difficult. So if this is nothing, then I'm gonna have to infinite bomb jump out of here, which is kind of irritating, but eh. That's actually pretty likely to be required. Oh, did I miss one? I'll just do it over. And now all of a sudden I can't bomb jump. Why can I not bomb jump tonight? There we go. Because of course I can get it on the first try, and then realize I missed a pirate, and then it takes me way too long to actually bomb jump out of there. That's one of the reasons why, why there's some access issues with this rando, just because infinite bomb jumping isn't logic on the easiest setting. I had 300. I wasn't concerned about dying because I had 300 reserves. And people call those trash cans. Yeah, crabs in this game are just terrifying. But I do need to go back around and... Oh, this is gonna be kind of irritating. I need to remember where to shine spark from. This is gonna be a pretty tricky gravity jump, actually. I overshot it. No, this is actually a pretty tricky gravity jump to get out of here. I turned around too soon. I am so tired of overshooting that. So the real reason why I'm trying to... Wait, can I just Shine Spark up there? This is way easier. I don't know why I just didn't do that to begin with. So this is the whole reason why I wanted to leave Meridia that way, is because I was going to go to Wreck Ship next anyway, and it makes it very convenient to do these two checks. Hey, cool. I'll take full beams. So, next thing we're going to do is clear out Wreck Ship. And then after Wreck Ship, head to Link to the Past. Because at this point, there's quite a bit I can do there. There's the whole Smith chain. I gotta open the door again. At least Fantoon will be free. Early Fantoon is another thing that can really hold up. Oh, hey, there's Varia. I almost kind of just want to do the North Air Loop right after this. And just get Super Metroid out of the way. Although I don't have Samaria. Ah, Silvers. We can make this Ganon fight any easier. That's nice for Vitreous as well. I don't have Cane of Samaria yet, but if I find Cane of Samaria, I think I'm gonna just go to Lord Norfair. Or if I find Flute. Because right now I'm starting to get a little bit worried that Lord Norfair might be my Mire access, because that's where one of the portals is. And I also don't have logical access to Lord Norfair yet, but who cares about logic? Yes, the effects of Varia Suit and Gravity Suit are decoupled. So having Gravity Suit does not give you environmental protection. But now that I have both suits, I have environmental protection and reduced enemy damage. It's for balancing issues. So that's the easiest 3-cycle strategy for Phantoon. It's basically just for balance purposes to make Gravity Suit a little bit less overpowered. You can microwave Phantoon? I didn't think you could microwave Phantoon. Like, he just disappears too quickly. I didn't know that, thanks. So at this point, we really just need, like, Mire access and medallions. I also never marked that I had Pegasus boots. That doesn't change too many things in logic, but it does open up a couple of areas. Like, Bonk Rocks and Kings, too. I don't need that penny. Oh yeah, I'll have a screw attack for Attic too, which is super nice. It's so nice having screw attack for Attic. I almost just want to go down to Lord Norfair anyway. Just because between lower and upper there's so much. Now, you do need to open those blinking doors and to keep them open for later. Otherwise, you'll have to kill the enemies again. Oh, hey, there's Samaria. I'm definitely going down to Lord Arthur now. Yeah, wreck ship, big payoff. I'm gonna check this from this side because energy is a little bit of a concern. I better get that. I think lava diving into Lord Arthur. Well, actually, I don't even need to do that. I can just do a gravity jump to get into Lord Arthur. Well, not with high. Oh, I don't have high jump. That's the issue. My way into Lord Arthur right now is high jumpless lava dive, which I don't know how to do, so I can't go down there yet. Completely forgot I didn't have high jump. And to actually make that gravity jump, you have to have high jump boots. Pretty sure you do. Oh, interesting. Okay. I'll go down there and take a look. Good supply of ammo, too. I think right now we're actually just fire rod and medallions away from go. If Meyer is Bombos, this is going to wind up being a fantastic play. I have a funny feeling about Ice Palace, though. So it doesn't actually cost me too much time to check wave right now. If I was one from go, I would probably skip this. If I had high jump, I could have just done this my first time through. Had to look though, because this is the only reasonable time I would be able to check this. But I think Norfair is the play here, despite only having one medallion. Because if we can get into Mire, this is going to be incredibly efficient routing. Could you imagine being able to do like 4 or 5 dungeons in Go mode? Also, like, really looking for space jump. Because this is the way I'm going to get down the croc. Because I am going to go down the croc. Nice meme arrow. The single arrow item is, it's a community meme in both Combo and Link to the Past. Didn't validate? What are you talking about, Hitaka? I thought the validation item was Spring Ball. Wait, I'm actually going down the crack. Why am I not just falling? Also, flashing lights warning for anybody who's sensitive to flashing lights. Bye, Crocomire. So the game designers don't really expect you to have Plasma Beam for Crocomire, so he doesn't actually penetrate Plasma Shot. Like Plasma actually, they forgot to make him not penetrate with Plasma, so it does damage to every frame, and he just goes straight in the acid. So this actually isn't in logic. Like, this Shine Spark is not accounted for in logic for whatever reason. I've reported that to Total a while ago, and from what I understand, it still hasn't been fixed. Like, the logic doesn't account for that shine spark at all, for whatever reason. Yeah, in normal or hard. In normal or in hard, that shine spark is not accounted for. Oh yeah, you're right. That is accounted for, but like that's not but that shine spark's not accounted for in normal logic, and it's super easy. All right, I need to actually spark to get that. Because there are shine sparks in logic for normal that are way harder than that one. Got you baited by Croc. I don't think the Croc play is wrong there. Considering that you're coming here on the way to Lower Norfair. I also won't be able to get anything out of GT's lair. It's also kind of sort of a corner case. But I do find it weird that it's not accounted for. Alright. Oh, I see. I get what you have to do. You know what? I'm gonna come back and do this later. I'm gonna check the rest of Upper Norfair instead. Also, come to think of it, I had no way to do worst room in the game. Oh, no, I could bomb jump up it, but... I could just bomb jump up worst room in the game, but that's still bad. And not having high jump space jump would be annoying too. So I think at this point I'm kind of committing to finding fleet somewhere. There's still enough checks that this is justifiable. Oh, I'm gonna have to turn speed booster off for this. That's fine. Make me even more invincible. I mean, it does open up a check, too, but I definitely don't need powder. Oh, actually, since I have cane and mushroom, I technically don't even need that. Can I just get a bailout item like Space Shuttle, please? That's not what I wanted to do. I need to actually use that waiver as a platform to get over here. This is Cathedral, and then we're headed back to LTTP. Have we really found anything in Norfair? I don't think there was actually anything here. Other than powder. Yeah, Norfair was a bust. Alright, back to Link to the Past. I mean, admittedly, there's quite a lot I can do here. Dark Death Mountain is a good idea right now, I think. Mountain is good. Eastern Palace and Pod are both pretty good. Swamp is a good idea. Let's get this open. I ain't going in here though. Not without Fire Rod. No way. That's such a bad play. Well, Ganon's super easy now. Just gonna clear out as many dungeons as I can. After I'm done with these checks. Right. We'll do Pod and Eastern now. Yeah, Pod, Eastern, then Swamp, then Ice. If only I could get into Lore Norfair, because I really want to know what the requirement is for Fire. I haven't paid the con man yet either. The master con man. But I don't really see myself doing that for a while. Remember, I have this thing too. Yeah, I think it is just fire out, and then I'll be in, well, not quite Go. I'll be in what's called Schrodinger's Go. Hitaka, if you're wondering, it's the sound of marathon luck. My headset was just fine yesterday, and now today it's deciding it wanted to die. I'm gonna go out and get a new headset tomorrow. Well, later today, technically. Alright, that's a little reassuring. That's a key then. We've done some troubleshooting. I have an idea what it is, but nothing I can do about it now. Oh, that solved our medallion problem. So now it is just fire out for go. And it can't be on pad. I mean, I guess it could also be, it might not be the headset, it might be that my capture card is dying. Because I've had this one for a while. Swamp next, I think. So at this point, the plan is just to clear dungeons as long as I can. Like, as long as I got dungeons left to do, just do them. But really, that fire rod could be anywhere. And it's finding that last item where good routing only does you so much, and it can just come down to luck. Yeah, why would you look there? Why would you look there when you have so much available? I mean, with what I have, going up to like Graveyard Legend and whatnot isn't the worst idea. Yeah, I don't understand what the problem is with those stairs at all. Map on the boss, I think. So I still think the correct play is just clear as many dungeons as possible before doing overworld stuff, when you're just looking for one more item. I just don't like going in here when I'm not in go mode. Because digging the items out of this dungeon takes forever. Whether you're full clearing the dungeon or not, the Ice Palace bomb shop saves a significant amount of time. Because the intended way to complete this dungeon is completely bad. early key makes this dungeon so nice, but of course the small key is one chest too late. It'll be pretty funny if the fire out is actually in here, though. If it's not in here, it's in the overworld somewhere, probably. But I don't think there have been any locations that have been completely absurd yet. It's just this one. It's just the fire rod that's causing issues. Crystal Ice Palace empty as usual, but, you know, whenever Ice Palace is a pendant, it's just loaded. There's still no flute either. I guess I'll just start rounding up these checks then. Just everything behind Titan's Mitts. I could do Mushroom the King's Aura as well after this. That'd be a pretty good route. You have to give the lady the mushroom first. So I think the play from here is just do the Southwest Dark World loop in the desert. And then after that, I think we're down to one-offs. Because we all know the Go Mode item is always in some one-off location. There it is. It was Cave 45. I think the most efficient way is going to be... Oh, yeah, you're right, you're right. I'm gonna do TR first, though. So I can't actually call it go mode. But I'm gonna do TR. Because I'm beginning to think that might be where this thing that's keeping me out of Lore Norfair is. What would prompt you to check K45 though? So now we still need Lore Norfair access. I mean, sure, if you're good enough at the game to do high jump plus lava dive, then you just do that now and do Mire and then come back here, but... There's actually a lot of items that would be considered go right now. Flute, space jump, high jump boots. And I also mentioned it's my favorite item dash in the game. Like the one in this roller is so cool. But no, with red mail, this won't be bad at all. Whatever happened to getting space jump early? Those are always nice scenes. Uh-oh. Those are items I didn't want to see. True. We did validate the run. can. I don't want to, but I could. I am gonna go do Hera now, though. Oh right, I do need to finish this because this is green. Or not. Oh, I see what I did. I marked them backwards. And there's a good amount over here, too. And X-ray is kind of staring at me, too. This X-ray can be done. Now we're in go mode. That was kind of a ridiculous place for that, honestly. Now I can go beat the game. Flute go mode. Oh, this does conveniently take me by Death Mountain, too, the way I'm gonna route this. I'm not too happy with 256 go mode. I felt like I routed really well and just got punished for the one location. It's gonna be a wild goose chase for the big key. Thank you. Well, I'm gonna have to go around. So it's really just the last couple of items that were difficult. I don't think any of the combat was particularly difficult, it's just a couple items. But that's generally how these go, there's just one or two items that are really ugly spots. Getting to microwave almost everything was nice too. And then Vinny should go down really fast. Then Super Metroid I should just be able to run in and out of. Then this will be plenty of health. Wait, why am I checking this? So it's just Ganon and Witherbrain left now. Alright, now that that nightmare is over, let's go finish up Link to the Past. So this will probably be like high 320s. I wonder where space jump and high jump are. Oh, but once we find the big key, the rest of the run is no different than, it's basically vanilla at that point. How far behind schedule are we? Oh, that'll help, actually. That's a quick big key. That was a really good gauntlet. You got a great sense of humor, Seed. High jump boots and validation chest, of course. Cheat. Definitely taking a ship refill, though. And I am going to need to watch my health during the Mother Brain fight as well. Yeah, with Ice Beam, the Metroid rooms should be nice and quick. That was quick. That charged ice wave plasma just makes short work of Mother Brain. This will be sub 330. Time is on ship entry, by the way. On the ship now. And time. That probably could have been finished about 15 minutes-ish faster if I just knew how to high jumpless lava dive, but that is not something that I know how to do quite yet. Good stuff, though.
Anything you want to say?
I want to see the stats first. We get a nice stats screen. Most of the problem was just finding lower and order access. Fire Round was pretty well hidden too. But I don't really know realistically what I could have done much different. But definitely big shout out to Total for making this possible. These are very, very addicting. There's supposedly going to be a tournament coming up. If it's anything like it was last year, it'll probably be announced or it will start after EGDQ. I just find it amazing that this whole thing started as just an inside joke in the community, and it just so happens to work because the games don't overlap any memory addresses. So it was just a matter of just conjoining the two ROMs and finding where everything was with the new memory addresses. Which is one of the big reasons why it was very easy to, well, not easy, but relatively easy to make this work on console. The flute wound up being my go mode item. And I'm glad the generous estimate wound up working out so that we wouldn't be too far ahead, because I was a little bit concerned that we could get really far ahead after this run. Good menu time. This was a little bit higher of a time than I would like, but good enough for me. So with that, I think I'm about ready to hand it off.
Okay, thank you for the run.